Hello, it's Thursday. I know that because I went out on a job today. I'm actually wondering if I'm a wee bit early as well, but I haven't got a clock in here, so I'm a bit oblivious to what's going on in life. So it is, I was just saying to Janine on the phone this afternoon, all this emergent poop, I said, I'm beginning to wish it would snow so it covers it all up again. And here, didn't it just start snowing? So I take it back. I think it's going to change to rain, but I'm quite sure that my friend Hilda, she is going to let me know what's going on with my weather front. So it was Salem today at Vinia Care, and I saw 27 people. It was just Larky and I, because Mr. Bunny Rabbit, he's got a cut on his foot, and he was bleeding all over the place, so I wasn't taking him. And Tariq and there we are over here. Goodness gracious, I have no idea what goes on with this blinking thing. Anyway, so in that brief interlude, I have just remembered I forgot to buy dog food, which is not good, because yesterday I've got one dog, my very picky Annie, who is on extremely expensive, sort of like $83 per 33 pounds worth of dog food. Everybody had to have Annie's food last night, and she wasn't best impressed. And I thought, I really must remember to go and get dog food today. And did I? No, I didn't. Totally forgot, as I forgot yesterday as well. I think I would forget my head if it wasn't sort of like attached to my body. So I'm going to have to go and do that. Tractor Supply it is. I will be fine. And so a really nice job today. We saw 27 people. Larky was absolutely fabby-doodle. He just works a room, and I just follow after Larky, really, to be honest. And he visits with people. We were there for about 58 minutes precisely. And it was interesting because there was maybe about 10, 15 people in the room consistently. But what happened was there's an elevator. Now, I came out one side of the elevator and we turned left and went into this big room. And but the elevator also opens inside the room. It's obviously a two-sided elevator, so people kept appearing in the elevator and coming in and visiting with Larky, and then other people would leave. So it was a very fluid situation. And one of the ladies said to me, and I think I know why some days there's only 7 people there, and other days there's a lot of people there. One of the ladies, she said, I'm so glad I made it today. She said, this is usually my dialysis day. She said, so I miss you. And I said, oh, right. I said, is this a specific day? She said, yes, a lot of us very often have dialysis on a Thursday. I said, right, because some days you can go there and there's a lot of people, and other days there's fewer. So that was nice. So it was well worth visiting. Although I will say, when I drove up, there was 2 fire engines outside with their lights flashing and lots of firefighters, and I thought, I said, I think we might have come at a very bad time. So we sat in the car for a little bit, and I thought, I best just go in and see. And they said, no, we were all okay. You can come in. So that was exciting. Although Larky was a bit dazzled by the fire trucks with all their lights. He was like, as we were walking past, he was like staring at the lights going, ooh. So that was super. And while I was doing that, Carleen was supposed to be going to the doctor, her primary care doctor, for a checkup in an Uber, which she did. But then she got there, realised that her doctor wasn't in 100% good health, and left without doing her appointment. So by the time I got back here, Carleen had Ubered off and Ubered back and was back in situ eating what looked like a very nice sandwich. So, yeah. Because I thought I would maybe pop down and go and pick her up from the doctor, but no, she'd been in and out and shaking it all about and come back home. So that was good. And other very exciting news, our Miss Peanut, who it turns out is 35, every time the vet comes out, this horse is getting older. This is our mini horse. She was on here with Sterling for a long period of time, and then she moved over to Meredith. Well, amazingly, Kate has a friend who has adopted Peanut, and the vet has already been out this afternoon, done her coggins for moving to her new barn, which we think is going to happen tomorrow, and she has been renamed Princess. and she is going to be the companion for a 50-year-old mini horse. And we're so delighted. So absolutely, we're just delighted. So that's really super news for Peanut. And I think that's just made everybody's day. So that's wonderful. We have a donkey on that farm as well called Rocco. He's this very small white donkey that looks very much like one of the sheep. He's that tiny, and I think we'll find out in the next day or two. We think we may have a home that's interested in him, and he would go in with other donkeys. So that is lovely. I'm not sure whether or not he needs to take an emotional support sheep with him, but that's definitely sounds like a phenomenal home. So we'll be going through that process in the next few days. So that is lovely. And we are considering looking for a home for Dimitri and Charlie. And the reason being is that these are very difficult times. There's a lot of animals that are turning back up in rescue situations, and there's people interested in these donkeys. Charlie is obviously one of our therapy donkeys, and from that point of view, there's a home that I think is interested in the therapy side of life, and we may be discussing a sideways move with them. So that's just to let everybody know that these are things that we're considering. Also, Sterling is on the list. I was actually speaking to the vet today. I'm getting the cost for having him gelded, and he's needing gelded sooner rather than later, I think, given his actions today. And he is potentially going to be looking for a home as well, because Flower will be coming back. She's part of our summer program. She will be coming back to the farm. Miss Delightful is part of our outreach program, and Wilbur is kind of like the companion that stays on the farm while one of the horses is out on an outreach job. And I think one of the things that Janine and I have been talking about is that there's the potential for one team to be out doing external outreach, and then there will be another team that will be on the farm, because a lot of people are expressing interest in coming to visit the farm. So it's good that if the animals, when we take the minis out, the animals that go out, they go out in pairs. So there's always a mini donkey and a mini horse, and they're very experienced. They know what they're doing. But sometimes it leaves one of the mini horses here by itself. So it's good to have that third mini, and that would be Wilbur, because he's neither here nor there. We probably wouldn't want him going out on the trailer on a regular basis, because he came in with absolutely atrocious feet. So he would be the constant companion on this farm just now. And this is just all looking forward. I'm sure Janine will have mentioned that we're looking forward to opening the farm back up, and also coming off our winter program when it's just the car that goes out. So we'll be starting our spring, summer and fall program, and there'll be more animals going out, and that will require a different setup on here. So we'll be bringing our animals back in, but it's all good, it's all exciting, and it's all progress. So that's fantastic. And what else has been happening? I have been deep cleaning the barn. I love deep cleaning the barn. I don't know why, because I hate housework. In fact, I'm allergic to housework. It brings me out in a rash, and I have to take myself off to sit down. And I think Nick Ruse the day he married me. But then again, he did know what he was getting, which was someone that was allergic to housework. So I think It's nice when things start emerging. I always get a bit nervous when the snow starts melting, and you're just like, ugh, look at everything that's appearing. It's disgusting and it's dirty. And I was saying to Jeannie this afternoon, you know what? I kind of want to go in there and start scooping it up. But the problem is it's saturated and it's heavy, and it's such a labour to move at the moment. So I'm hoping things start drying out, and then we can get everything shifted, and then we'll be back in good shape in no time at all. But it's nice. The goats have been outside, and there's been a lot of pine branches. These pine trees, they just love dropping their branches, and there's a lot of pine branches all over the hills, so the goats are actually thoroughly enjoying themselves. They're having a good time, and at least it means that all we're taking off are the branches and not the actual needles, so that's good. That keeps them with things in their stomach and activities, and it makes less for us to move off. Bow, I think, is hoping to finish 2 of the kennel stalls in the ICU today, at which point we will be, I'm saying the royal we because I don't actually think I'm involved in this, which is fantastic. The Willow will be moving over into spending time with Mandy, and given the fact that they're 2 females, we need to be really extremely careful with jealousies. Mandy has very definitely decided that Justin is her person, and he feeds her. They hang out together. They go out for walks, and she is very bonded with Justin. And we don't want. And she's settled. She's very calm. She's very happy. And she stopped barking at me every time I walk back, which is by the house, which is good. And so from that point of view, we don't want to make her regress or become, feel that she's worried about her place. So Willow will be introduced and kept separate unless they're supervised, because you don't like 2 female dogs setting off on the wrong foot. So that's something that Justin very definitely has in hand. And that will mean that Carleen only has her 2 dogs in the house who are, Larky goes out on a job and he goes home and he sleeps all day, and that's him done. So from that point of view, it's far more comfortable having Carleen just with 2 steady dogs in the house, as opposed to Willow, who can be a little bit bouncy. And that's, all moving forward to what we were hoping. So he's finishing that off, and then that plan will be put into action. So that's great. And it's raining, and there's a lot of surface water, but it is what it is. And I don't have gloves on, so I'm quite excited. It's nice being able to wander around without making sure you've got 2 gloves in your pocket because you keep dropping them. So that's good. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else exciting happening, because you see, things just happen on a daily basis when you're not expecting them. Nothing is springing to mind at this precise moment, although I am still finding Amazon boxes that are appearing out of places. I had to send Michelle a text today to say, just to let you know, there's a very soggy Amazon box and I've put it on top of your mailbox. Her mailbox is a brown plastic container. And I said, so it's sitting there. So I have no idea when that came in, but it's emerging. So it's not just poo we've got emerging from the snow. We've got lots of things emerging from the snow. I did find I knew I had a bag of animal-friendly de-icing salts. I couldn't find it for the life of me. I was so sure. And Nick said, no, he said we must have used it. I was like, okay. And then, ta-da, there it is. It's appeared. It was under a snowdrift because it had been ploughed on top of. So exciting, all these things that are coming back into the world. It's like you've got gifts and they just keep arriving. So there we go. Apart from the gift of poo, that is not a gift. That is just more work. But hey ho, we'll get there. So let me have a wee looky-see at the questions, if there are any. It is Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday. So we're getting towards the weekend, and I don't know what makes the weekend any different to the weekdays, but hey. It was supposed to snow tomorrow, but not. They're taking it down. Excellent. Well done, Hilda. This is very good news. No, I've spoken with Janine. She didn't say anything about storm damage, so she should be okay. I'm just looking at this because what it does is it tells me that people are watching, and then in case there's any questions come up, so it takes me a wee while. And now it's telling I've got slow connection. Could just be me though. Yeah, it's such super news for Peanut. I am over the moon. I don't think I've stopped smiling all day. Back again. Goodness knows what's happening with this thing here. Right. There we go. So, that's a good question, Marilyn. She's asking if the donkeys and the mini horses ever get carrots or other treats. We do buy carrots for the rabbits. I buy really thick carrots so that it takes them a long time to gnaw through it. One of the issues that we have with donkeys and with mini horses is that carrots obviously have a sugar content, and same thing with apples. It's a very difficult balance to get to make sure that we don't tip their sugar levels into a state where it becomes unhealthy for them. So everything is in moderation. We do find that some people come along and they bring carrots. Julie used to bring carrots, etc. So as a matter of case, I don't feed carrots and I don't feed apples. If somebody brings them and donates them, then yes, I will put them out. But as a matter of course, I just don't do it because they actually have a very strict controlled diet, because we tend to use forage-based diets, and by that it means it's like chopped hay and grasses and like barley sprouts. So we feed that very well rehydrated. I use at this time of year, I'm also using sugar beet, which is, there's no molasses in our sugar beet. It's just the straight beet, and that's also rehydrated. And we use balancer. So the goats get goat feed, so they have a medicated feed. The cows get their balancer for cow purposes. The donkeys get top line balancer, and the mini horses get top line balancer, and everything is, so they get their basic vitamins and minerals through their balancer content, and then I top it off and finish their feed with the rehydrated forage pellets and the sugar beet. So there, and they like it. At least I've not had any complaints. And one of the things that we're always keen to do, and I'm going back onto my hydration story, we like to keep everybody hydrated year round. So the sugar beet's very good at doing that. The forage pellets exceptionally good at doing that. And it is sometimes difficult maintaining condition on animals over the winter, because there's a lot of demands on their body for heat generation. Our animals are all coming out either better or in the same good condition that they went into winter. And in fact, I think Jamie is looking really in pretty good shape, because she started winter looking extremely cold, and she's now in a pretty nice condition, and her coat's looking fantastic. So I think everybody is healthy and happy. And I don't think they're best pleased at the fact that they've gone down to one meal a day, but the temperatures have gone down, and they're back onto, we have to sort of like slide that back a little bit as well. So they're back on one meal a day, and Elvis most definitely has not been impressed for the last week and a half. He's like demanding service. So every time he sees me, he moves at me in disgust. And that's just, it's all to do with what their body needs and maintaining it. We tend to do a lot of our adjustment of feeding on body condition, and so their body score. We like to maintain the animals, the quality of their coat, the quality of their feet, and the quality of the amount of muscle that they've got on their bodies. Woody is a very special condition. He came into us with a cresty neck that will never ever disappear. It will also not, the crest of his neck is slumped over. He's been exceptionally overweight at some point. And so that will never come back up. So he will always look like that. And he, given the fact that he was overweight, he still looks very rotund. They will all be due to be wormed at the end of this month, which is such fun. So that just keeps us, keeps the worms out of the paddock as best we can, and keeps internally the animals in good condition. Our rabies shots across the barn are due in May, and then we choose what else is recommended to give each species within the barn alongside those shots as well when Dr. Parrott comes out. So that's everybody. You know, we're all on a very organised schedule. I know that word organised doesn't come up very often, but we are on a very organised schedule that keeps everybody possibly can. And you know, our animals have come from tricky backgrounds, so it's we're fortunate that we're able to feed them in the way that we do and maintain them in the way that we do. And that's all thanks to you, so thank you very much. So that was a great question. Back again. Don't know if anybody's still here, but I'll finish off the questions. Has the look of the live cameras changed? In what way has it changed? I actually leave those to Nick. He tells me whether or not we've got a hay bag needing filled. Oh, one of the things I do when you were talking about apples there is I put apple sauce through their water. So when it's going to be exceptionally cold, I front load their water. So I give them tepid water, and I mix just one of the little small containers into a great big massive tub. I stir it all up, and then they come in and they drain it. And then I leave the rest of it filled up. So in the winter, it's we don't like to have colic in the winter or any time of the year, so that's one of the things I do is I put unsweetened apple puree through their water. Oh, I have great fun, I'm telling you. Well, you know, the funny thing is, I think there's a haze on this screen, and I don't know if it shows up, but it definitely looks to me like there's some sort of haze on this screen, and I've cleaned it, believe it or not. Oh, there's a box for more windows, more videos. Oh, no idea what that. Oh, I don't know what goes on with Facebook either. No, I think Adriano's still there at the moment, and his truck was definitely there today. So back again. So I presume he's still working in that. I certainly haven't heard of him leaving. So I heard from Sharon regarding Boom, and apparently he's doing fantastically well. He's still a bit barky when he's out in the garden, but he's walking on a leash, he's not pulling them around all over the place, and I think it sounds like they're absolutely delighted with him. So what they're going to do is find a time when they can come back down and bring him so we can all see how he's getting on. So that's lovely. So that was a good success story. Is that what sets it off? I always thought it was the rain outside actually made the blinking thing drop. I have not heard anything about the 4 white goats, but I think Janine or Carleen, they've got plans to speak to the people from Goats to Go, so because they were interested in the horned goats as well. You know what? I'm not sure that sugar beets are red beets. I personally don't live in a country where we have sugar beet, or didn't come from a country where we had sugar beets. But I do know that they're a byproduct. and I thought that they were a different colour. I thought that they were sort of like a dirty white colour, but that could just be me. In fact, I should really go and research what I'm feeding my animals. I just know that it's good for them. Maybe somebody will know the answer to that. Yes, we always need dewormer. At this time of year, we're using Quest Plus, and we use about half a tube per the small animals, the mini horses, and then the Arthur takes a full tube because he's enormous. And I'm going to check with Dr. Parrott that that's what's appropriate to use with our zebus, and then we will have goat wormer for our goats, and I'll be worming everybody else because that's what we like to do. I have not studied animal husbandry at all. I remember as a child, I always asked for birthday and Christmas for these enormous big hardback books, and it was like encyclopedia of animals and horses, and I rode from age 5. I rode at a barn where it was totally and utterly hands-on. You didn't get your backside on a horse unless you knew how to put bandages on, clean feet, do this, get them in from the paddock. They were filthy, muddy and yucky, and then these animals came first. So I had a very good teacher in Marjorie McNichol. She was absolutely fantastic, and I think I've just had a thirst for knowledge for all things animals. So yeah. And I do strange things, like in my spare time I took a university course on equine biosecurity, and because we provide quarantines, so I thought it was good to verse myself on what the American rules for quarantine were. So these things come in handy. So I'm always looking into. I've been doing a course from the USC Davis. From the veterinary school there, and it's on it's like equine management and equine husbandry, because it applies to what we do on Goldie's, it applies to what I do on Meredith. So I find it interesting, so I don't find it painful at all. It's something I very much enjoy doing, and it keeps your brain active. Oh. I know, those white goats, honestly, they were hilarious. Absolutely, they were in everything. I actually feel that Melvin is very personality-wise, very much like the single Pringle white goat. As in, you turn around and you've always got Melvin there. He's absolutely super. I adore him. So he reminds me very much of the white goats, although he's brown, obviously. Oh, YouTube, that's beyond me as well. Hi, Bella Boo. One of these days we'll get through a mail chat without this dropping. Ah, yes. I thought the sugar beets were white. Well, I always thought they were a wee bit greyish or yellowish, but yes, in Idaho, the processing plant smells. I can imagine it smells. There's a very definite smell when you soak all of this. Yeah, it's quite exciting. Yes, it's that's it. It's UC. I don't know why I got the USC Davis. It's the UC Davis. That's the one. They do an online educational course, and it's very much fun. So, and it's good fun. And I know it's a bit bizarre. My father used to do. He worked as a doctor, but he used to do in his spare time for fun and enjoyment, open university courses, and he used to do statistics. And then if he only got 98%, he would he would phone up and ask why he didn't get full marks. I'm like, anyway, so yeah, the goats are very entertaining. They're exceptionally naughty and they're absolutely everywhere. It's like a rash of goats, and I think the ones that we've got down here, they're just hilarious. They're in everything, they see everything, they chat about everything, and my goodness, is Milo noisy. He's a Sannon, and it sounds like he's a baby crying. He's hilarious, but they're good fun, and they're very gentle, very gentle. So, there we are, and thank you for the questions. It's lovely to have questions, and we'll be back tomorrow, given that it's Friday. And hopefully Peanut will have gone to her, or Princess should I say, will have been transported to her new home. That's so exciting. I'm still excited and so delighted. So yeah, so that's good. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening.